Hello everybody. Once again, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be talking about, still on geopolitics and economics, because these two things, they have meeting points. So still on the Russia, Ukraine, and Donbass recognition saga. As we all know, the EU, the US, and some other world leaders have condemned Russia's recognition of those two separatist regions. That is we call them Donbass, that is the Luhansk and the Donetsk People's Republic. And of recent, a few hours ago, I read in the news through CNN and BBC, they said President Putin of Russia has ordered Russian troops, to go into those regions under the pretext of peacekeeping. Well, it might, as what they say, but we still have to trust intelligence coming from the appropriate government bodies. But here I'm just reacting, making my commentary based on the news that is already out there. Mind you, I'm not an expert in finance or geopolitics. I'm just here to make my commentary as a random guy on YouTube. Just to also pitch in and give you my own point of view. That do not represent any government or anything, any organization. Just my own solely point of view. Basically, maybe for entertainment purposes or education purposes, depending on who is listening. So I gave us a brief rundown of the events between Russia and Ukraine and Crimea and those other regions, from the Maidan crisis of 2014 and down to what we have today. Now, what are the implications of Russia recognizing these two regions? Well, the implications that these two regions are the most industrialized cities and regions or oblasts in Ukraine. There are other regions also that will follow suit, but for now, let's just talk about the Donbass region, which is the Luhansk and the Donetsk. Now, President Putin have ordered Russian troops to go in there under the pretext of peacekeeping mission. Now they've recognized them as independent states. EU, UK, UN, even Turkey president, US, and other countries of even Germany have all condemned this. Now, on the other hand, we heard that the German Chancellor Scholz has paused the certification of the Nord Stream 2. Now, we hear that the UK is preparing sanctions, US is preparing sanctions for certain individuals and those investments in those areas. And we don't know what the UN or UN Security Council will come up with. But for now, let's look at the implications or the effects of that. What happens in this case is this. Well, these regions have been, they've gone and they're not coming back. Let's face the truth. They are not coming back. And other regions will follow suit unless you stop the Ukrainification policy, thereby recognizing these regions and looking for a way to bring them into the fold to understand, okay, the benefits you could get from joining the EU and other different treaty organizations as being proposed by some groups in Ukraine. Well, that is just one part of it. Also, another part of it I want us to look at is this. The issue of sanctions. Okay, sanctions we know that over the years from 2014 and annexation of Crimea, the sanctions itself, some persons call it annexation of Crimea. Why, if you ask some persons, even some Crimeans, they tell you the unification of Crimea with Russia, but these are the same. I don't get involved. I'm not interested in that aspect of it. Let's look at the implication, the finance aspect of it. What happened after that? We have a global world stocks and shares tanking, falling down, dropping drastically. But what else happens? Oil prices is jumping up close to $100 barrel. Well, with the Germany Scholz Chancellor Scholz putting a pause on certification of Nord Stream 2, what happens? Gas prices, crude oil, everything goes high up to $100 per barrel, which is still playing into the game of President Putin. Now, if you put sanctions on them, fine and good, it's not really going to take effect, because for over the years they've been trying to de-dollarize their economy and move away from dollar. Now, if you put sanctions on investment in those Lugansk and Donetsk region, well, you have China, you have Putin, and these areas have resources which they can use to fund themselves, and they are gone, they're not coming back. That's the truth. They are gone and they're not coming back. Will sanctions hurt Russia? Well, I don't think it will really hurt them the way we expect. But what will happen is now if you ban Russia from SWIFT system, what happens is they will create an alternative system whereby defeating the purpose for the SWIFT system. Now, what other implication does it have for Iran? It has a great implication for Iran in terms of the oil prices. Iran will look for a way to get a deal with the US and other bodies regarding the JCPOA, so they can sell oil at $100 per barrel, and Russia will also make profit, selling their gas at that amount of that price, $100 per barrel, which is cheaper for them, for depending on who is buying and who is selling. So, but it has implications, but will it really hurt Russia economically? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because they are moving towards self-sufficiency and non-reliant on the Western markets now. Now, actually, they have the resources, they have the technology, they can produce for what they can eat, what they can, for their own domestic consumption, and you have China there propping them, which is China being the second largest world economy. You see, that also comes into play. But it's just the part I just wanted to talk about. Not really much, nothing new, but it's just what is happening. Global shares and stocks are down. Crude oil and gas prices are up to $100 per barrel, which means that it's still playing into Putin's game plan. But let's see how it goes, and in the coming months or weeks and days, we will see what happens now that Russia have moved in troops into these two separatist regions. Let's see what happens next. But for now, I still remember humble self, and thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day.